The end of your suffering is with us. You have borne the wounds of war. You have watched your people die, their blood upon your soil. You have suffered too long. But your heart and soul are still alive and well, because the heart and soul of Bougainville is the people of Bougainville. And we, Momis, Kabui, Banam, the BRA, the resistance, we are nothing. Nothing but the servants of the people of Bougainville. And we are here today to finish some serious work for those people, our people, the people of Bougainville, for you, because today we stand before you to let you know that we have secured a sensible, practical agreement that guarantees Bougainville's political future. It also lets Bougainville decide its form of government and its level of autonomy. And it gives to Bougainville their right to vote on independence in a free and fair referendum. My brothers and sisters, we have come a long way to reach this day, and we have traveled our different roads, some to the bush and the mountains, others to Waigani and other places, and overseas, but most have quietly suffered through the horrors of war. But, Mr. Chairman, all of us have been working towards this day when we could stand together, not as BIG or as BTG, not as resistance or BRA, not as leaders of fighting men, but standing together as Bougainvilleans, united, having finally secured a peace. The guns have been put away. The PNGDF will leave, and in the place of guns and soldiers will come a civil society governed by laws of men. A Bougainville society in which we will give the highest regard for traditional authority, for justice and human rights. A Bougainville society in which we can live without fear, without the need for guns. Because, Mr. Chairman, we are absolutely committed to making the transition from the war to peace. All of us, warriors, politicians, and the ordinary people of Bougainville can say today we have reached a milestone in the history of Bougainville. What is important is that we have done it together. But, Mr. Chairman, we have done it with the support and assistance of many others. I must thank the Peace Monitoring Group countries, Australia, New Zealand, Fiji, and Vanuatu. Your presence on the ground has given us the security to move on to peace. To Solomon Islands and the Solomon Islands Christian Association, you have always been willing friends to Bougainville. The United Nations and the Ambassador Sinclair and the PMG commanders and your men, we thank you for your assistance and guidance. To UNPO and the World Council of Churches, you held our hands at the very start when we needed it most. And to our friends and organizations in Australia and the Pacific and overseas, too many to mention, you gave us hope when it was needed most. To the leaders of Papua New Guinea who accepted that peace through peaceful means was more than just a slogan. To Nick Warner, the High Commissioner of Australia, and Sarah Story of the Australian High Commission, and the Secretary General of the Commonwealth Secretariat, Mr. Don McKinnon, John Hayes, and Nigel Moore from New Zealand, and particularly to Alexander Downer, who developed and negotiated a compromise on referendum when the peace process was floundering. We would not be here today without Mr. Downer's personal intervention. Australia's new assertive and independent role in the Pacific is welcome. It is long overdue. I can assure you that in Bougainville, we can see the real benefits of this new course. The leaders, members, officers, and advisors of all sides, thank you to you all. To our women, whose advice and compassion has helped guide us throughout. And finally, to our leaders, Olo Big Man Lompeles, for their wisdom and common sense. Thank you to you all.
The bloody conflict has left a lot of scars for the people of Bougainville, and this is a fact that the Bougainvillians will have to live with. President Kabui reminded his people of that.
Let me say this: all wars leave scars. Good, decent, committed people on all sides have died or been wounded in this conflict. Their families carry the scars today. To you, we dedicate this peace. There have been many leaders who have tried this path and found death instead. To all of those committed Bougainvillians, but particularly to late Theodore Miriam, to you, we dedicate this peace, and to you, we dedicate our future. This agreement gives Bougainville the room to develop its destiny. That does not mean that we reject all of the past, but it does allow us to build a truly Bougainvillean society. And in one critical area, the crisis has allowed us, indeed forced us, to rely once again on traditional authority. Finding the right mix between the legal systems developed from our colonial past and the traditional authority of chiefs and elders may well prove the most significant contribution we can make to Melanesian societies. As we go forward, we will be looking to Council of Chiefs and Elders and village courts to form the bedrock of the new Bougainville. Under these arrangements, Bougainville will accept responsibility for policing an early stage. Together, we will reach back to our roots and build a peaceful Bougainville with respect for each other and govern in a truly Melanesian way. In doing all these things, we are accepting a mighty responsibility because together we must rebuild our society, our infrastructure, and our mutual trust. To the members of National Parliament here today, I invite you to watch our progress carefully because I have a genuine hope that out of the seeds of common sense and reason that we plant today will come mechanisms and approaches that will work elsewhere in Papua New Guinea. This agreement has been polished in the light of practical politics and firm negotiation. But it will work in Bougainville, and importantly, because of the remarkable bipartisan support in the National Parliament. From Bill Skate, with his fearless drive to find a solution, to Sir Michael Smare and his willingness to talk about issues that some wanted ignored, and to Moi Ave, whose dedication to peace and whose drive to make this work inspired us all. Your unity of purpose on this issue must give new hope to Papua New Guinea as it faces the challenges of a changing world. And in particular, I want to thank Mr. Francis Ona. You have challenged us every step of the way. That is your right and your path. I think that you will be proud that your guidance and practical criticism from afar has helped mold this remarkable agreement. Finally, Mr. Chairman, to the young men and women and children of Bougainville, today is your day. It is for you that we have taken the steps that bring us here today. You are our hope and our future. For you, we have built this peace. But in our hearts, the thought that our children, no matter how young or old, can be safe and need not fear untimely death or injury. For us, that is the achievement in these negotiations. So let us, Bougainvilleans, all of us, let us live this peace tomorrow, committed to the hard work and courage that will be required to make the peace work. Let us put aside all selfish expectations and ask, what can we do for Bougainville? Not what Bougainville can do for you or me. But as we live, once again, we should bow our heads before God to thank Him for letting us put away our prejudices and our fears. Because we have put aside our differences and looked into the eyes of our Bougainvillean brothers and sisters, whom we call enemy once, and we have found people simply committed to Bougainville. And we have learned that we are one. Today, Mr. Chairman, we have all come home again to Bougainville. We are one people. We have confronted this crisis, and through the wisdom of God, together with our colleagues from the national government, we have found peace at last for Bougainville. So the people of Bougainville, let me say this. This is your day. This is your future. My faith in you is absolute. You are the heart and the soul of Bougainville. And today, we deliver Bougainville to your safe hands, our new Bougainville. Together, we will stand guard over this peace. Together, we will build a new Bougainville.